Hello, this is Teal from Silves Tours. We are on my rooftop looking out over Silves and the Arada River behind. I'm going to give you a short introduction to the town where I live. Silves is a small town, maybe 10,000 people, but it used to have a population of about 30,000, let's say 1,000 years ago. It was then maybe as important as Lisbon, and it was the capital of the Islamic Algarve. To understand Silves, you need to understand the history of the Arada River. So we are now going to go to that hilltop in the background, and from there we will look down at the river and back at Silves. So we are looking at the Arada River Valley, and the whole flat part used to be underwater. The Arad was a large river, and Silves was an important port, especially in Arabic times when there was a direct trade with the north of Africa. On the right-hand side of the river, there were natural springs giving fresh water, and behind the hill of Silves was easy to defend. About 3,000 years ago, there were Phoenician ships crossing the Mediterranean and coming up this river and trading directly with the little hill we see in front. There was a settlement, and they were trading for iron and copper. Later, Greek and Carthaginian ships came up the river for the same reason. Silves itself was occupied by the Romans and then by the Visigoths. The most important and prosperous period for Silves was between 714 and 1242. This was the Moorish, Islamic or Arabic occupation. In the 50s, they built a dam, the Arada Dam, and the river no longer has fresh water. It has in fact become an arm of the sea with seawater and tides. Fish from the sea come up here to swim and lay their eggs. And sometimes in this little lake we see in front of us, there are hundreds of birds, flamingos, storks, egrets. They are here basically because of the fish. So now we're going to look at the beautiful castle of Silves, and we're going to go to that hill you see behind us. So we are in Silves Castle. It is very nice to walk around the walls here because there are beautiful views of Silves, the countryside, and the castle itself. The castle is probably of Roman origin, but most of what you see today is from the Arabic period. It is built in the red sandstone that Silves is famous for. So as I said, the Arabs were here for 500 years. It was a very prosperous period. Silves was a center of trade and culture. And you can just hear the bells of Silves Cathedral in the background. At the end of the 13th century, Silves was conquered by the Portuguese with the help of crusaders, and then began a slow period of decline. The trade with North Africa dried up, the river silted up, there were marshes with malaria, and in 1755 the Lisbon earthquake created a lot of damage. But having said this, there was a small revival in the 19th century with the dried fruit and cork industry, and some of the beautiful buildings near the river date from this period. So this castle is a beautiful place to visit in Silves, but there is also many other things to see. The cathedral, the old market, the archaeological museum, and all the cozy little streets. And we will leave you with some parting images of Silves. And now I say goodbye and thank you for watching and wish you all the very best.